So, this is the Realme GT7 Dream Edition. Now if you've been following my page, you are no longer new to this phone. I've been posting a lot about it, from the unboxing, first impression, different comparisons, gaming tests and all that immersive stuff that has basically put the core parts of the phone into test. So basically we're here to finish it off and make a final verdict based on real life application. Let's look at the display again. What has the experience been like for me? Well, for the specifications, it's a flat 6.78-inch LTPO AMOLED panel with 120Hz maximum refresh rate, HDR10+, Dolby Vision and up to 6000 nits of peak brightness. Those are words on paper. Using this phone indoors has been quite the colorful experience. Display is vibrant in terms of color accuracy as expected for a near flagship device, and I've had no reason to complain when doing all of these indoor stuff like browsing my different social media, watching content and viewing pictures. All very satisfying. But the story changes when I step outdoors. No need to remind you of the sun's intensity around this part of Africa, but I thought the 6000 nits boosted for the display might flex its arm a little. To my disappointment, I still slightly struggle to see what's on screen in the sunny afternoon. Remove sunny afternoons from the equation and you have a flagship standard display, super fast 120Hz response, color friendly, well contrasted and pristine for all forms of accessibility and entertainment. The bezels are very slim too, so you get the most out of the viewing experience with this canvas. The fingerprint of the GT7 is optical, but there is a twist. Mine didn't work, like it didn't work at all. So during the unboxing of the device, as I would do on my unboxing, I tried setting up the fingerprint while booting up the phone for the first time. But as soon as I opened the registration page, the phone vibrated repeatedly and told me to try again, even up till now. I tried checking to see if an available software update might fix it, but I'm on the latest version. I sincerely hope it gets resolved because I can't be moving around with an unlocked phone. The device weighs just around 206 grams, has Gorilla Glass 7i for the display and carries an IP69 rating for dust and water resistance. The Dream Edition that I have was made in collaboration with Aston Martin Formula 1 team, and you can tell by the aerodynamic infused design and their silver logo at the back. The body and surround is plastic, so I recommend cases if you're not confident of handling the naked body. The GT7 runs the latest Realme UI 6.0 on Android 15. I'm not new to Realme UI, but however, I'm new to this latest version and the experience has been, well, somewhat responsive. No bugs detected with this version so far, except of course for the fingerprint registration issue. The perks of my Dream Edition means I have custom UI elements tailored to Aston Martin, like the Racing Beam system app icons, Racing Beam charging animation, Formula 1 wallpaper and maybe some custom ringtones. It's a full-on green vibe. One thing that's been fun and gimmicky is the air control gestures here. It's a pretty sick concept where you have to set your hands upward or downward depending on the direction you intend to scroll and position to the angle of the selfie camera for it to detect the motion, then you flicker to scroll the phone. For now, it supports only Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and YouTube as the default apps. It's fun to try but not very practical because it mostly takes some time to even get the distance right before it responds to your palm gestures, and scrolling isn't, well, exactly smooth. I mean, all of this stress when you could just effortlessly scroll your screen manually. And even when you air scroll with this feature, you still have to touch the phone when you need to tap something. Fun features still, perhaps say you're watching videos on autoplay, allowing you to control the movement from one wheel to the next hands-free from a distance. I've been posting about flux dims on my Oppo devices for a while and they are present on the GT7. It's exactly the same set of templates, design for design, word for word, even for other software features too, which makes me wonder if they all have the same software designer or just a copy and paste freeware. Being a lover of the flux dims for long, it's on the bright side for me because I can carry on that love with the GT7 and customize my wallpapers by taking advantage of that depth effect. I mean, look at this. The Life Alert is also another familiar feature from ColorOS, and the Realme UI 6.0 works just as well. You can view and manage activities around your phone from a mini capsule in the punch hole section. Activities like toggling touch on and off, music control, and monitoring various system and app functions. It's a stress-saving feature some might call an iOS rip-off. This UI really feels like a rebranded form of ColorOS as they operate the same to my eyes and share almost exactly the same design and entire functionality. I've been using the ColorOS 15 for a while, so that already fills me in with the experience of the Realme 6.0. The software comes with AI features for almost nearly everything, and we'll get to that pretty soon. Experiencing raw performance is one of my look forward to aspects of every smartphone, and the Realme GT7 does pack a bunch. On the processor side, we get a Dimensity 9400E flagship level chipset. For storage, you get 16 GB of RAM, which I believe is exclusive to the Dream Edition, and 512 GB of main storage with UFS 4.0. I don't really think I need to say much on the processor, but you can go ahead and see my past videos like the extreme gaming test and comparisons. It holds up well. It runs the majority of games at optimal graphics standards or average depending, and you have the option to improve performance by activating GT mode, which is like an adrenaline boost to normal performance. You might or might not notice minor differences like in frame rate and GPU at the cost of increased battery usage. The phone withstands pressure for longer periods without thermals rapidly burning up, and that was tested during my 2-hour gaming marathon, though it does get hot. I got several notifications in between gameplay to allow the phone cool for a while, but the temperature still didn't peak discomfort enough to put me off. If you want to go further and further, I suggest buying a cooler because any non-dedicated gaming phone would burn up after a while. Games like Call of Duty Mobile, Delta Force, Genshin Impact, Asphalt Legends, and Racing Master are some top-tier titles you would find enjoyable running at their best frames. The stereo speaker sounds well too for gaming. You can be the judge. The GT7 comes with a massive 7000 mAh battery capacity and is be solid all round. You might be wondering how a 200g phone comes with such a large battery. But well, it's China and they are quick to adapt to newer changes like the silicon battery movement, which allows for increased expansions at compact forms. Phones with 6000 mAh plus are becoming common in 2025, and we finally said goodbye to the era of 5000 mAh. I can say the battery life is capable for a whole day for average and mixed uses. I streamed YouTube at max brightness with a full battery for almost 24 hours, and it left the battery sitting at the last percentage at the end of the test. And then on another day, I played intensive and non-intensive games for 2 hours, and it took the battery from 67% to 20%. These scenarios are pretty solid in my opinion, and when you include the 120W SuperVOOC charging speed available for this device, they are covered in both battery longevity and speedy recovery, as it took only 43 minutes to take the GT7 from 4% to a full 100%. The GT7 comes with a bunch of cool cameras that both normies and shutterbots will find tasteful, at least I think. It has a triple camera setup, as you can obviously tell by the look of the island, consisting of a 50MP main sensor, a 50MP telephoto, and an 8MP ultra-wide sensor. For video, it's capable of up to 4K 120fps and up to 8K 30fps. The 32MP selfie camera records up to 4K 60fps. The results from the cameras have ranged from very good to average, depending on the conditions, with my main focus on the telephoto since I'm loving the close-up details around the subject of my photos. I've been capturing great shots like these. The standard stuff about the photos captured is the sharpened scene processing. Even when I capture shots in low light and moody weather conditions, my scenes have always looked balanced like in proper lighting situations. I've had people say they prefer their shots looking natural without any artificial boosting, so this phone might just not be for them. But they could do some fine-tuning themselves, like disabling the auto HDR for a start to reduce the aggressiveness of the after-image processing. A scenario of the overlay processing can be seen in this slide shot. In comparison to the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, you can tell which looks the most natural and pleasing. Aside the occasional missings in processing, majority of the shots you will take with this are sure to come out well. Now let's talk AI that's become a major resident in the mobile landscape recently. Literally every mid-range to high-end phone today have AI features to boast about. I'll start with what I like so much, which is the AI Translate. Now this is not the normal half-baked AI feature, it's a full recipe. You can easily access this and more further recommended AI actions for any app you browse with the smart sidebar, which can be activated in the settings in case it's disabled by default. AI Translate allows you to access different ways to translate text and speeches. You can either record a picture and extract elements to be translated, engage in a conversation with the AI translator. Good afternoon.
Buenas tardes.
Or start a live session where you continuously get real-time translations of a recorded audio.
डिस्प्ले की भाई एक अलग ही बात है जो गेमर से आई होप वो समझ रहे होंगे। ये जो डिस्प्ले है 6.8 इंच वाला 1.5K LTPS 120 Hz.
Translating movie audio on the go and engaging with foreign conversations just got so much easier with this live function. There's also the screen feature that lets you translate the on-screen content to your preferable language. The swapping technique is pretty awesome, like see how it changes the original screen to the translated language. Though you might have to fact check if the translation is correct, as we can't fully rely on AI translation yet. Another is the AI Planner, and it automatically recognizes your screen content and schedules calendar events pertaining to the content on your screen, while all you have to do is double tap at the back of the phone to activate the feature. Now this is what I consider useful in real life application. Next up is the AI Smart Loop, which requires holding a file and dragging to the edge of the display, where you see a way containing supported apps, and you can directly forward it there as a shortcut, like transferring a photo from the Photos app to send to Facebook. The final AI feature I'd address is the AI Studio. Actually, it's an app. Before now, I've been hearing of this around the Oppo community, so I assume by now it's a general feature among BBK smartphone brands since they share a lot in common with software. AI Studio basically gives you the freedom to be anything by first picking a template from the hundreds available. There are three main categories for different uses. AI Portrait presents you with portrait templates, and you need to apply your own portrait images to replicate the poses, and all it does is swap your head. Just pray it gets your looks right because it can be catastrophic sometimes. AI Image focuses on regenerating a full photo from different available art forms. AI Motion transforms still photos into live photos with small movements. There's a whole lot you can explore in this studio, and it's obviously for entertainment purposes. So that's the Realme GT7 Dream Edition in a nutshell. A lightweight flagship killer with killer features in hardware and software. Excels in AI, awesome in camera, and delivers in battery as well. My only real complaints are the fingerprint sensor error and occasional overprocessing in photos. Correct those and you've probably got a phone that competes with some of the best ones of 2025. See you on the next one.